Gochisousama deshita. Gochisousama deshita. Say it.
Gochisousama deshita.
No.
Gochisousama deshita.
Not sure. It's so.
What?
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Abroad in Japan podcast. Probably the best way of learning about life in Japan without actually being in Japan. I'm your host, Chris Broad, and we're joined as always by England's top Japan enthusiast, Mr. Pete Dawson himself. Pete, how the devil are you doing? What's going on?
I'm good, Christopher. I am. It feels like for the last 5 weeks I've been saying I'm really looking forward to go to Japan, but I'm literally, when we're recording this, I'm going the next day. I've planned odds and sods, bits and bobs.
What's in the suitcase? What are you taking to show the people of Japan?
Well, the problem is I'm going hand luggage only.
What?
Because I'm just going to take one backpack with mine and my partner's stuff in.
That's mental.
I've bought some fake jelly legs for the onsens.
Wait, what? What's that?
I've bought some fake silicone legs for the onsen. Like silicone.
No, you need to elaborate now. What is that?
They're like silicone socks. I don't know what they're for. They come as complete, I think they're for people who have false legs, maybe. I don't know.
Is it because you've got a tattoo?
Yeah, they're waterproof silicone socks that I've chopped the feet off because I don't need them. That's not what I got to tell you. And I've just sort of put them over the top. They're really heavy.
I
they're
don't
really
think
heavy.
They're going to want you in the pool or hot. The seething hot water's contaminated with your silicone.
People put bandages and plasters on. I never understand why they're obsessed with making people put plasters over their tattoos, because you just put in plasters in the bloody water.
We talked about the Fukushima wastewater last week with tritium pouring into the sea, and now I got Pete Dawson's dodgy leg.
Old dodgy silicone legs.
The soothing mineral water contaminated with silicone and awful.
We also said that a lot of onsens are filthy, to be fair.
They are, yeah. I know quite a lot of few friends
yeah.
that just don't go in onsen.
Yeah.
Just toilet with hot water toilet. But wait, you're going with one backpack.
One backpack with everything in there.
No,
it's going to be fascinating how I can.
This is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Shara and I are in London for a few days, and she bought 8 suitcases. It's what could you possibly have?
Yeah, but we're going to be travelling around, and we're not going to be driving all the way. So I just wanted to go, look, we'll just put everything in one bag, and then Sarah doesn't need to carry anything.
So she's not having her own backpack?
No,
This is insane.
That's what she says.
How's this going to work? Why can't she at least have one bag herself?
Well, she can, but I'm not going to. I'm not some demented, overbearing man.
Yes,
but I just said, look, it's going to be hot. It's going to be miserable. You're going to be jet lagged. You don't want to be carrying big old bags. Why don't you just let me carry everything? That'll be cool. And we'll halfway through the holiday, I'll just do some washing.
How big's this bag?
It's pretty big. It's one of those proper big.
Climbing Everest
100-litre one, yeah, proper 100-litre lad, yeah.
100 litres?
Well, I'll have how many litres.
I took 30-litre bag.
I'm going to bring some of that Fukushima water on.
Oh my god! I took 35 litres up Fuji, and that was back ruining experience. It's a 100-litre bag.
Well, it's something like that. It's something large. I don't think it's 100 litres.
Why didn't you take one suitcase? Japan is the land of the great place to store suitcases. Lockers.
That is true.
Hotels.
Yeah.
A person's house.
But we're going right down to Fukuoka, aren't we?
You can take a bag with you though on wheels.
We can,
yeah. Mind-boggling.
I know. Look, I'm well aware that I'm going to be fuming.
This is ridiculous. I'm annoyed now.
I booked tickets to a wrestling show, which I'm very excited about. It's the same one Sea Dog VA did his wrestling training on.
Oh right, are you gonna get trained? Are you gonna
DDT, no. It looks painful, man. Even just touching the ring ropes, I think would probably be quite painful.
Yeah.
But one of the wrestlers, Chris Brooks, has been helping me book tickets because the Japanese websites are very bewildering. He's absolute legend out there, and he's got all the belts.
Very good.
And he's really good. But they're known as being the more fun, next to New Japan. And Noah and stuff. That these are a bit more kind of they're really respected, but they know to treat wrestling with the respect it doesn't deserve.
Wait, where is it again? Whereabouts?
It's going to be in Ueno Park. It's going to be in it's a beer hall. It's in the big amphitheater in the park,
okay.
And it's basically in the middle of a beer festival.
Oh my god, that's awesome!
I think Chris is in a 6-man tag, so I'm really looking forward to that. Actually,
is it a German beer festival like Oktoberfest?
Don't know,
because they have them in Japan, up and down the country. But my god, get ready to spend all your pocket money.
Right,
it's like
pricey.
I'll have a beer. It's like sell your children, then you might be able to afford it.
Good,
4,000 yen.
Good.
Stupid. Actually, that's quite good beer. Love German beer, but very good. I maintain you should take a suitcase, but what do I know?
I know.
What do
Look,
I know?
look, I guaranteed I'll be in bloody hard off buying a second-hand suitcase.
Do it. Well, fantastic. Well, I wish you well.
Thanks, mate.
I'm going to say a little prayer for your back later.
Yeah.
But
Please do.
yeah, we've got a story this week from Ernie, who begins.
Ernie.
Hello, cage-free Chris and paraben-free Pete. What's a paraben, Pete?
I don't actually know.
Look it up.
Yes,
My name is
right.
Ernie, and I just got finished with my 5-day stint in Osaka, and I'm now recovering in Yokohama until I leave back for the States in a few days. During my time in Osaka, I had 2 experiences that really stuck out. Maybe other people visiting Japan can learn from these stories. The first is that my brother and I, after Typhoon Lam, what a name, found a cozy little jazz bar in Dotonbori, Osaka. Lovely. We were chilling out when suddenly 3 people entered the bar, one very inebriated Japanese man in casual clothing, a Japanese businessman, and a woman. The 3 sit down next to us, and the inebriated man proceeds to tell us Osaka No.1 and buys our drinks for the night. What does that mean? Was he saying, like, I'm Osaka No.1?
Or maybe he's just loving the vibes in Osaka and he says it's
Osaka, number one.
Osaka,
It is number one. I love Osaka.
Ichiban.
It's cracking. Throughout this night, my brother and I would protest, saying he had brought enough for us. However, the businessman and the woman would keep telling us, drink more. He's rich. You're our guest. Between the 2 of us, we must have cost this man about 50,000 yen in drinks, $400. As the night would go on, he would tell us that he knew the bartender and declare some things about himself that even in my extremely drunken state, I truly didn't believe. However, when it came time to tally up our tabs, we miraculously only had to pay the cover charge, and all our drinks were covered. Next, a day later, my brother and I took a food tour of Osaka. This was to be our 4-hour tour with a local guide and 8 people. The tour was fine. However, nearing the end of the tour, the guide said, "You seem cool. How about a bar guide after this?" No charge. Oh, no, not again.
Oh, no.
To which I reluctantly and my brother heartily agreed. Upon reflection of these stories, though, I have questions and comments, such as, number 1, why would a random Japanese business owner spend nearly $500 on drinks for 2 randomers? Number 2, in Tokyo and Kyoto, while people were friendly, they were far more reserved. I'm always blown away by the difference in personality in Osaka.
Yeah.
Number 3, apparently there's a rule that my brother clued me in on. Tragically, after a 2-day hangover. That is, if you want to stop drinking, leave some booze in your glass. Why is no not in the Japanese culture?
Right.
Gaijin, foreigner beware. If you get an inebriated Oji-san grandfather next to you, be wary. All the best. Keep up the good work. Ernie the Drunkard.
Ernie the Drunken. I like that very much because it's. I think you do kind of see it quite a lot. It's like a Japanese person will kind of rock up and sort of adopt you as his pet.
Yeah.
His pet.
A good friend of mine, Joe, who's a YouTuber and photographer. He's in Osaka at the moment. He was there for like a little holiday. This is almost like his story. He went to a bar. I think he went for okonomiyaki, and he was like, "Oh, hello" to the people next to him. And this Japanese businessman who spoke English quite well was like, "What do you do?" And he was like, "I'm a YouTuber." And he was like, "YouTuber, free drinks and food for everyone." And then they
Right.
became the best of friends. And he's like a sort of Natsuki-esque figure who's taken him under his wing. And he's like, "You're from England. I love England. Please, let's open a bar together in London." And Jay's like, "Okay." And this man's like, "We play golf. You meet my daughters. Let's go." And Jay's like, "Whoa!" And like, it just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And he's just, this is the sort of thing that happens in Osaka.
Yeah, it's
Go
great
to
to be
Osaka.
open to that sort of thing as well, because a lot of times I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much, I'm fine, thank you. I can buy my own drinks, thank you."
It's great. And I think question 1, why would a random Japanese business owner do this? Because he's rich.
Yeah.
And he thought, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah,
But obviously, if there's a vibe there and he gets on with you, like, clearly it's working. And in Tokyo and Kyoto, while people are friendly, they're more reserved. I'm blown away by Osaka. Yeah, Osaka people are just a lot more chilled out, laid back, willing to strike up a conversation. I remember I was in Sendai before I moved, and I was walking down the street, and there was a bar where people were standing out front drinking. And a guy just went, "Oh, wow, where are you from?" We started chatting. I was like, "Wow, this is rare. A person in Sendai speaking and having fun." And I was like, "Where are you from in Sendai?" He's like, "I'm from Osaka." I was like, "Of course you fucking are. Of course you are. God's sake."
Do they get colder as the further up the country you get?
Yeah, but then you get to Hokkaido and people are fun again.
Right.
I'm not saying all
I
people
didn't
in
get that
Tokyo are
vibe,
fun.
honestly. I didn't get that vibe. I always sort of think like further down, Fukuoka.
Oh, no,
lovely.
no, absolutely. All down south, people are way more like outgoing and fun. I don't like making sweeping generalizations, but when I've lived in the country
Come
10
on.
years,
It's what YouTube's all about, innit?
10
Come
years,
on.
47 prefectures, I can tell you now, people in Osaka are on another planet.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fun planet. And the third question is, why do people in Japan never say no? And why, if you want to stop drinking, why do you leave booze in your glass? Yeah, That's the trick, right?
Yeah.
In Japan, once your glass is finished, it's customary for the person next to you to pour your drink and sort of keep the glass full at all times. So if you keep a little bit in there, you're out. You're out of the game. So that's the secret.
And no one's going to bother you. No one's going to go, you need to drink that up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's cool. You're going to Osaka, right?
Yeah, briefly, yeah.
You money better with your one big rucksack.
Me one big
You'll be a
rucksack.
Japanese businessman
One
next
big
to you.
rucksack.
There'll be a guy going, "Why so big rucksack?" And you're like, "I didn't want to carry a suitcase."
And then I just look down and go, look, no tattoos. God, why are you wearing those
Silicone leg
silicone legs?
dash.
Old silicone legs you've had on for weeks. They absolutely stink.
God.
Oh, dear. Chris, new story of the week.
What
It's
you got?
here.
What you got?
Well, it's kind of weird because, you know when you go to like a cafe to have some coffee?
I've done that this morning.
You did that this morning because you're terribly hungover again. Because we're recording 2 shows in a row. We are going to a cafe because we want to wake up. We want to have a coffee. We want to go, whoa, we want to be able to sort of, have our wits about us and, help ourselves out
Do
of
with another one.
out of the funk. Stop it. I don't have time. But there's sleeping pods have been installed in a Tokyo cafe, Harajuku Nest Cafe in downtown Tokyo. I mean, to be fair, Harajuku is really busy at the best of times.
Horrible.
Very hectic.
Oh, yeah.
Not a nice place to be when everyone's up and about. But they've started installing some very unusual sleep pods from a company called Kyoju Plywood Corporation. They've started making these basically boxes that they're calling giraffe naps.
Plywood Corporation.
Plywood Corporation.
I love that name.
Yeah. But you basically sort of slide yourself in, and it's not like a normal. If you sort of said sleep pod, you'd be like, right, that's just a bed in it. Bed in a box. It's a coffin. But they've basically got these ones where where they've got like kind of pressure pads, so you kind of like rest your knees on a bit, your back on a bit. You sort of lean over, and your head is supported. At every point, you're kind of sort of propped up like you're a big puppet.
Oh my God.
And it's it looks really restful, to be fair, and it's possible to reach stage 2 sleep in this.
That does
state.
not look restful.
A 20-minute giraffe nap. It's look. Yeah, it doesn't look right, does it? It looks like you're kind of, but you are supported at every point, so it must feel like you're just floating.
It looks like a telephone booth meets a vacuum tube meets a.
It does, like
nightmare.
you're gonna you're getting your organs harvested in the future.
It's like the movie Minority Report, where the guy gets cryogenetically frozen.
You are still in the voiceover booth, aren't you?
Yeah.
That man goes, cryogenic, sir.
Could you say cryogenetically one more time, Chris? Communal cryogenetic.
Communal
But
communist.
This is not good. What,
No.
Who
wanted this?
Who's going to use this?
Well,
Apart from
tired.
YouTubers.
That is true, actually. There's a
There's a
lot of. I
place-
think.
There's Instagram reel. There's a place in Japan where you can stand in the pod and sleep and nap for half an hour while you're doing
Do it in a phone box.
Stupid reels.
It looks like a phone booth, doesn't it? It looks like a phone booth.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
20-minute nap. How much is it?
Oh, I don't know. I think you can just pop in, can't you? They can't be charging for that, can they? Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's completely free. I think you can just.
I like this.
They reckon they say you should have the coffee, fall asleep for 20 minutes, so that the caffeine will be kicking in.
Well, that is
right
true.
about the
Yeah,
time
that
you
does
wake
work.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody who will have a coffee and then go to sleep for 10 minutes and then
It
wake
takes like 20 minutes for the coffee to kick in. And when you go beyond 20 minutes sleep, you go into deep sleep, right?
Right.
So the trick is to wake yourself up before you hit the
I
point of no return.
I'm so lucky in that I can just have 5 minutes and I am back in the room, baby.
Oh, I
So
hate
these would be
you.
perfect for me. Absolutely perfect.
I like to say the designers promise that the giraffe nap from Plywood Corporation improves mental performance by reducing fatigue and stress while boosting concentration and memory retention. I like that. It's cool. I like the bit about the drinking the coffee and then napping for 20 minutes. I'm not so...
Everything about the design you're not
Can't we-
into.
Can't we just sit in a chair? I think I'd rather sit in a chair like this than have...
Yeah, but
torture box.
your joints aren't supported. It does feel,
Yes,
it
they
does feel
are.
like you're in.
My joints are supported now.
Are they?
It's better than standing up, leaning like a bell end, like a fucking giraffe.
I don't know. I think leaning forward makes it because sometimes I'll go to sleep on a bus or a train and I'll put my hands out in front of me and that's usually way more restful than sort of like back like that.
It's I don't know. It's cool. I mean, they have these booths in like Tokyo Station where you can work now. It's like a little
Right.
booth, but it's just like a box with a chair. You
Okay.
just sit in there and work for 20 minutes.
Mm.
But I never seen them actually being used. Again, outside of YouTubers going, there's a place where you can sit and do your work.
I mean, it's in Harajuku, so everything's just a big sideshow there, isn't it? Nothing's actually good there.
It was designed for TikTok, but I will give it a whirl. I live in Tokyo now. I can be I could be at the front, the lead,
Front.
the bleeding edge,
The bleeding edge. And there's no bleeding edges in there, hopefully not.
the cutting edge. I never got down to the transparent toilets
you
until
didn't
3 years too late.
I was watching this guy doing the YouTube thing, and it's really funny because, I mean, they're mainly pastiches on what you and your peers kind of got up to about 10 years ago. But this guy, like, in every video, he's got the fucking toilets, the see-through toilets. He's obsessed with them. Like, he puts them in every video, and he goes, and like top 10 things to do in wherever, and he goes, and don't forget the toilets that you can see, and then you press a button and you can't see. It's like, I think he's really hot for these toilets.
Of course, the one time I went to the toilets and filmed for the Day in the Life video, they were broken. I was like, here we go, transparent, opaque, awesome toilet. And then it was like, toilets don't work.
Hang on, at what point did you realise they were broken?
I know, right? Isn't that dangerous? But they're broken, unless they fix them now.
How do they work? Is it a gas? No, it can't be a gas. What is it? How did they make it?
Gas.
How did they
There's
make
poison you while you're sitting in the toilet. I don't know the science behind it, but it does work. So, clearly, it's
broken.
shit.
Science was broken that day.
But there you go. We'll try out the standing coffee nap pod from Plywood Corporation. I'll get in there. Well, you can get there before me. You're going back to Japan.
All right.
Before I am.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in just a moment, guys, with your stories, comments, and questions in the fax machine.
Ooh.
Wow.
And we're back with the fax machine. What do we got this week from our listeners, Mr. Donaldson?
Somebody called Chrissy from the US of A.
Very
French
good.
Chrissy in the USA. That's an old song. Hello, amiable Chris and notable Pete. I found out what a paraben was earlier on.
Oh no,
It's a man-made chemical that I mean, top line makes it look. I think you might be able to grow boobs as a man. My husband and I are travelling to Japan at the end of September through to the start of October. Beautiful for our long overdue honeymoon. A cracking time to be visiting. Since you've been living in Tokyo, what would be the best place to eat Wagyu? Got to try it at least once. And what is your most recommended conveyor sushi place? Also, is McDonald's really that much better in Japan? McDonald's in the US is absolute garbage. McDonald's is better in Japan. It's better everywhere other than the US. I mean, they really are resting on their laurels in the US.
yeah. I mean, Wagyu. It's weird.
It is hard though. It is hard to find like proper Wagyu because there's so many tourist
can be.
traps that like try and sell you a lot of.
Well, I
shite.
remember in Kobe, it was like this way for Kobe beef, but it wasn't actually Kobe Wagyu beef. It was just beef in Kobe. So really sneaky bastards. Like this seems awfully like shit beef.
Beef.
Kobe beef.
Old shit
in
beef.
Kobe.
Old
I mean,
Johnny shit beef.
I haven't had Wagyu in a while. Whenever I have Wagyu, it's never in Tokyo. It's always like in Kobe or Kagoshima or Iwate or Yamagata. But I do remember going once to a really good place in Ginza that my friend took me to, but I don't remember the name. But just make sure you go to a Wagyu teppanyaki restaurant. Make sure it's got at least over 4 stars. Get ready to spend all your pocket money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punchy.
The big
Punchy.
bucks.
Yeah.
And also, McDonald's is slightly better in Japan. They have the buns and the bread and the burgers are perfectly formed.
They have to be. They're completely uniform. Uobe. Uobe is the one that always gets shown off on videos. It's that one where you got an iPad and then the train goes.
Oh, right.
And that was a place I've enjoyed plenty of times. Always a bit of a queue though, annoyingly, but it does move quite quickly.
Just don't go to Genki Sushi. My God, awful.
What's Genki Sushi?
Exactly.
It's like a low rent.
Oh, it's like a
McDonald's
cheap,
of the sushi world.
Yeah,
Right.
cup of sushi's good, and hamazushi it's pretty good. But,
Okay.
no Genki Sushi.
All right then.
Don't do it. We got one from Dean from Sydney. Who says, hello, Lord Broad and Stinky Pete.
Lord Broad.
My first trip to Japan is less than 2 months away now, and I've gotten a lot of the basics down. Greetings, please, and thank you. Where's the toilet, etc. I've recently added daijoubu and gochisousama deshita to my repertoire. Just wondering if there are any common everyday phrases that you found difficult to remember or pronounce when you first visited or moved to the country. Cheers, Dean from Sydney.
I've just done that thing where you like open your mouth a bit and you yawn, and it
magic
fires
comes
out
out.
water. It just fires out
Oh my
water
God.
from your glands.
Glad my iPad's not near you, mate.
Glad the
Bloody hell.
camera wasn't on me.
Dodgy bar. I mean, just wondering if there's any other common phrases. I mean, no.
What does gochisousama desha mean?
Gochisousama deshita. Gochisousama deshita. Say it.
Gochisousama deshita.
No,
Gochisousama deshita.
not sure. It's so.
What?
Gochiso.
Gochiso samadeshita.
This is the one of the 10 Japanese words you
No.
need to know.
I've never needed to
Right,
know
you
it.
know, at the start of the meal, you go, oh, itadakimasu.
Oh, yeah.
I humbly receive the food.
Yeah, okay.
At the end of the meal, when you leave the restaurant,
Oh,
you
gochiso
don't
samadeshita.
you don't ever say arigatou gozaimasu. You don't really say that. You say
Right.
gochiso samadeshita. It means like
Oh,
it was
okay.
it was a feast. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And that will
Mm.
make the chef happy, and they'll be like, "Wow, he knows Japanese." Because everyone goes,
When I
tourist mistake. Everyone goes, "Arigatou gozaimasu," and the staff are like,
We're doing our best, aren't we?
"Gochiso samadeshita."
I
Say
know.
it. Say it.
Gochiso samadeshita.
Slower.
Gochiso.
Gochiso, not
Gochiso samadeshita.
Gochiso samadeshita.
Gochiso samadeshita.
I remember with the A sound, biggest mistake in Britain, we all say a wa. It's wa. It's like
Wa.
a U kind of sound,
Wa.
like Wagyu, not Wagyu.
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 Wagyu. The
Wagyu.
Wagner Group.
Oishine.
Mm.
Gochiso samadeshita. Good one there. And
Good,
yeah,
well done.
just remember that. And that's one of the few phrases I'd. And daijobu, you can use daijobu for anything. You know, you fall down the stairs. Daijobu.
You don't sound daijobu. You sound quite pain. You sound like you're in agony, man.
Daijobu, I think, is the most useful word in Japan.
Right.
I actually think that's the way. And sumimasen, obviously.
Mm.
Sumimasen. Adam begins.
Adam.
Hello, chivalrous Chris. I am. And precocious Pete.
I
He
am.
is. Adam from Massachusetts here. This September, my wife, brother-in-law, and I will finally be going on our first-time holiday to Japan. During my research, I came across a thing I haven't heard about called Silver Week. Reading more about it, I discovered that it's mini Golden Week, a mini Golden Week that occurs right in the middle of my trip.
Oh, no.
You've discussed the horrors of Golden Week with recommendations that people avoid it at all costs. Is Silver Week just as bad? Should I regret scheduling? Sorry, that's another one I messed up. Scheduling.
Yes, I've got
In the audiobook.
I've got a real issue with saying the American
Schedule.
one rather than the British one.
The audiobook dude ripped my head off, and I was
Did
like,
he?
my schedule. I was like, no.
Schedule.
Should I regret scheduling on during vacation during it? Thanks, Adam. Silver Week, I actually don't remember this from ever. So I guess that indicates that it shouldn't be too bad.
No.
It's probably like a day off on like a Friday or a Monday or something, so a long weekend. I'm not sure, actually. I need to read up on that. But the fact that I'm not like phased by it should indicate that it's not as bad as like Aubon or Golden Week or Christmas time. Well, you know, too much Santa. But or Shogatsu, yeah. So like, I think it'll be fine. Honestly, don't cancel your holiday. Have a great time. September's a fantastic time to visit Japan. Almost as good as October. But have a great time, Adam. Don't worry about Silver Week, but just make sure you have some cash on you, because sometimes during holidays they shut down the ATMs and it all gets a bit complicated. And if you get caught under fire, 7-Eleven ATMs seem to work more than any other. I got stuck at Narita Airport and I had to get some cash out. And I used every ATM, it didn't work, and 7-Eleven was the only one that worked. So
Right. Why do they
remember that.
close them down?
I don't know.
Just leave
It's
them open.
stupid.
They're
It's
robots.
bloody annoying. But Silver Week, don't worry about it. And if it is a problem, Pete Donaldson will have to deal with it, because he's
True.
also going to be there.
Exactly.
Maybe you'll run into him. Keep the stories, questions, comments coming into abroadjapanpodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back later in the week, guys, to all over again. But for now, no matter where you might be, out there in the big wide world, have yourself a great few days. And we'll see you right back here to do it all over again on the Abroad Japan podcast. Bye for now.